Welcome, everyone, to our sample broadcast. This will be deleted later, but we're just learning how to use the software. And hopefully, now people can comment. I don't know. Did that do anything for you?
Nope.
Well, that is just not fun. Okay, but here's why I was excited about it. I can actually show them.
Oh, yeah.
So if we can find a way for you guys, because not through private chat, but regular chat, I can actually pop them up. But it looks like we're not going to have that functionality. Okay. All right. That's good to know. So I can't ask people to do it. Brian, well, you're muted, but Brian, would you like to share anything with us? And Brian left. Bye, Brian. That's okay. He was must be doing something right now. And Ari's at work. That's why he's turned off. So what else do we need to know? Oh, there he is. He's back. Here's Brian. Brian, I'm going to bring you up.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was hit the wrong button. As soon as you said my name, I tapped it and it hung up. I don't have. I'm not at my desk, unfortunately. But the soldering stuff is I have several, but they're all ancient. You know, a 15 watt or 25 watt Radio Shack special. I'm one of those that's looking to figure out if there's anything worth getting. I've got a couple things I would really like, but whether I can do it or not, who knows?
Well, should we take a minute then, and I will show off what I'm planning to do tomorrow on an example iron?
Yeah, I will try to have something together for a project, etc. tomorrow.
Yeah, just something to share. Just in case we get some dead air, it's something to talk about, because it might take me a minute or two to do what I'm going to do. So I went and purchased a few different irons off of Amazon. They're all in the $20, $30 range. Nothing's too exciting, but they come with removable tips. You know, a little pack of 5 or 10 tips. And a little LCD controller panel on them. So that's what we're going to look at right now. And I'm actually, just because I don't know how this is going to work, I'm going to start with the cheapest iron, the cheapest temperature controlled iron I could find, which is this one, ANBES 110 volt. It's allegedly a 60 watt iron. And on it,
you need to take me back off the full screen. You can't see you.
Thank you, sir. I'm so sorry that you guys need to yell at me sooner if you can, right? All right, so this is this little iron here. It's got a cheap little temperature control, and we're going to actually see what kind of temperatures it runs at. But the trouble is that the tips of these irons are metal and they're shiny. And they reflect infrared light. So if I try to take a picture of this, what I'm really going to see is the temperature of things that are reflecting off of this. So to give everything a uniform surface and a uniform albedo, I'm going to paint a bit of whiteout on all of these irons that we're going to test. Like I said, we're only doing one tonight, but that way I've got a target that's relatively uniform. Oh, I think I need to take Commander Moto off mute. This is new software, and it's obviously going to take me a little while to get it there.
Hey!
Hey!
Okay. So now everybody can hear me. I'm in the show.
I'm going to need you all to keep me on point here. Okay. So here is our thermal camera, and I'm going to move this to here. So at the lowest setting that this thing is even capable of, we are already
just so you know, the scale is completely obscured, well, mostly obscured by your Meet with Mark banner up at the top.
got it. Okay, then I'm going to solo me.
That would probably be the right. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
And again,
There-
the numbers are still kind of hidden behind your banner, but
Okay, you know something? I bet you I can turn that off.
I bet you could. Hey, look
There
at
we
that.
go. So at the lowest possible temperature, we're seeing like 230, 240, right?
That's
Pretty consistently.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can get in here to the white part that I painted on. 250, 260, 270 C. So this thing's getting pretty dang hot. What is the lowest temperature that you guys can get on yours?
180 on my TS 100, I think is where it goes.
So on this El Cheapo iron, the lowest setting that I'm able to get is 280. And if I turn it up, it's going to scale out at 300. So I can't, my camera won't go above 3. So we could very easily, with this cheap little iron, we could pretty easily fry our circuits without working too hard at it.
I could char an LED with that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I wonder if there's a way to change, to have it autofocus on like the hottest part of the screen.
Actually, on the TS 100, it'll go down to 100 Celsius. Just turned it on.
Wow.
I guess burning plastic.
Okay, so now
There
it'll
you
auto
go.
track. So now we're cooling down. I turned the power off. It's going to take a little while before this gets to a safe temperature. But now I don't have to worry about where it's at. It's going to find it for me. That's even better. Okay.
That's a sweet little piece of kit you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to sell its baby brother.
Okay.
If anybody wants one.
Tell me more.
Oh, okay. We'll discuss. We can discuss off. We can discuss off screen.
Okay.
But it's the FLIR C3.
All right.
If you want to read about it, it's
It
just
has the FLIR name. I already know it's out of my budget.
selling it for 300.
Yep, out of my budget.
Okay.
Nonetheless, sweet piece of kit.
Yeah. So anyhow, so that's basically what we're going to be looking at the stream. So if you need something that will not fry your boards, you do not need this iron.
Mm-hmm.
So let me come back to my other camera, which I'm going to keep forgetting to do. I really wish I could feed this. I might put this camera as a drone. I'm going to set up a drone. Okay.
My rework station goes to 200. That's the lowest it'll go.
Yeah. So this one, the lowest it'll go is it'll destroy your board.
So
You know?
what's the highest temperature that you can safely apply to the board without being afraid of traces falling off?
So what you're looking for is something called the glass transition temperature.
Okay.
Now, TG on most FR4 boards is about 140 C. On higher end stuff, you can do like 170 C.
Okay.
So this is the continuous temperature that you can be at before the glass fibers and the epoxy start to decompose. That's glass
Understood.
transition.
Yeah.
And you try to stay in normal operating temps, at least, let's call it ballpark 40 degrees below that temperature. So 140, most boards, you wouldn't want to get to 100 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Totally
Okay.
doable. That's in the long run. When we laminate boards and when we solder, we do have local temperature excursions that are higher than that for short periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do have a higher temperature, that's okay, but you don't want to leave it down for more than 5 seconds or you risk damaging the board or the part.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's best not to go too high temperature if you can help it, because bad things start to happen.
Oh, I'm well aware of the bad things happening when it's too hot. It's just knowing where that too hot point is that would be useful data. Knowing that any temperature hot enough for soldering is too hot for the board is useful data.
It is. So if you're trying to really dial it in, you want to get, let's call it 10 degrees above the solder melt temp.
Mm-hmm.
So leaded and lead-free solder are different melt temps by like 30 degrees.
Yep.
That's why leaded parts and components and whatever, they're still allowed in the military for military applications and whatnot. They don't have to worry about tin whiskering or perhaps damaging their components in their boards because they can solder them at lower temps. If that makes sense.
I have an old roll of lead solder that I'm almost out of, so I'm kind of sad.
Oh, you know what I discovered in the stream like last night or the day before? A roll of solder that I absolutely loved using recently that I thought was lead free.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, I watched it. Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, this lead free solder is great.
Works just like it's got lead in it.
Yeah, I mean, man, they've really refined.
Oh, here's one that has lead in it. I don't even know where I got this one from. Got a warning label on the back.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure that I just defaulted to leaded solder because I'm lazy and don't care about my health. Let's see.
Now, I will share something else with you. Chip Quick makes this stuff. They call it Rim Alloy 4.5.
Oh yeah, this is lead eutectic.
This doesn't actually have lead in it. This is like a four metal solder that's got a really, really low melt temp. So if you need to do rework, it'll do it for you at really low temps. It's great. I should demo that on a stream some night.
Yes, Chip Quick definitely deserves a demo for anybody who's never seen it before.
Yeah.
That stuff is magic.
Okay, so I think it would be best if I set up a drone computer that is dedicated for this, so I don't have to keep switching inputs.
Totally dig the background, by the way.
Yeah, Brian and I were debating it. We were looking for something that I could license and was okay.
Huh?
Is it weird that you're seeing the side of my face? Because my camera and screen are in different spots?
Not overly so. It's not what I normally expect to see in a stream, but it's also not something that I find
because
distracting.
I could set it up so that I'm looking here.
Yeah.
But that's looking kind of like to the side of the camera. Is that better or worse? I feel like that's more personal though. The lighting sucks, but.
Yeah. If you're going to be addressing us, actually, you do kind of need to be looking at us, don't you?
Okay, so I need to fix that too. Anything else you see, Don, or anything else, or Moto that you recommend, or Ari? You've been kind of quiet.
If you don't already own a ring light to put on top of your camera, that's always a good thing to have.
Yeah, so at work, some of our overhead lights are out. So it looks like, I work in Security Operations Center, so I manage kind of that work, and it's kind of like a dark area anyway. some of the lights that are out of my desk. Every time I'm on a webcam, it looks like I'm in a cave. So I was joking the other day that I need a ring light to throw on there, and that the person next to me likes to see me sitting in the cave.
Well, I've known the lighting in this little setup sucks for quite some time, but most of my live streams for the last 3 months have been me, my cat, and my mom, is the audience. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I've never been able to justify fixing it, because it's like, for who gives a shit,
Yeah.
crap. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking about that 5 meters of 60 LED per meter WS20 2812B strip, and looking at my 3D printer and my laptop and thinking, I have a project for the night.
Yeah, here's some. What is this one? I think this is 5 volt.
2812s.
Yeah, it's 5 volt though.
Yep.
I did find something I did solder, and you can't really see it very well, but it has one of the little Node MCU. It's not a Node MCU. It's a 82 ESP01 Wi-Fi chip, and then it has this associated board with it. So it has all the different components. So there's some resistors, some little switch in there, capacitor, a MOSFET or two, and it was kind of tidy. Kind of get in there at some point. So
Very compact.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This was designed to control these actually, but I didn't really do anything with it.
What kind of what do your drones do?
So I have so I got a bunch of them. It's not very. My wife's not very happy. So I have 10 of them. I have a really big one that's kind of like a DJI Phantom like kind of thing. It's an 11-inch propeller, so it's huge. It's like a camera rig. So I get to a GoPro or something on the bottom of it, and I can carry some stuff around.
So it's like commercial drones or DIYs?
DIYs mostly.
Okay.
So the most of the other ones are between 5-inch and 3-inch. So they're like FPV racing drones. So they get fast and they get scary sometimes. I'll bring a couple tomorrow, and I can show them. But they're a lot harder to fly than the bigger one. The bigger one, you don't really want to have like no stability controls on there, so you turn all that stuff on. Whereas the FPV ones, you want to be able to hit tight corners and stuff.
Oh, sure, you want to be able to flip them.
Yeah, so those dig into the ground a lot more than the others.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
I built a drone way back when ArduPilot was the state of the art.
So my big one's an ArduPilot, a Pixhawk.
Nice.
With the controller board on it.
Yeah, I built one that was based on a friend's design. He had a laser cutter, and he was prototyping robots with cardboard. And so we came up with a cardboard drone frame and created the Drone Fighting League.
You can print them now. So
I know. I've got all the guts still. I've just got to get around to like pulling them together and putting it back together.
So do you have a stock Ender 3?
No, not even stock. It's heavily.
Yeah, so mine's only an Ender 3 in name, so it's just the frame essentially is the only thing that's left. So I can print nylon, the ABS. I can print all that. I just need it. I'm putting it into an enclosure now, so I can get some better prints out of ABS. But I print all kinds of crap. Half the stuff for my Christmas lights that I have behind me here, I 3D print like all the mounts for that.
Nice.
And just go on the side of the house.
Yeah, the expansion in capabilities that this 3D printer has given me has been like this whole freaking awesome empowerment.
Yeah, I really want to build a Voron, which is a Core XY, but it's like $1,200, and I'm not really down to spend that yet.
Yep, I'm in the exact same boat. Actually, no, I take that back. The next big 3D printer purchase for me is going to be an E3D Revo hot end.
Okay.
Because those things are looking sexy as soon as they hit the market.
Yeah, I saw an ad on that the other day, or a little review.
Yeah.
I have a Micro Swiss hot end on mine right now. So I've
been using silicon nitride heating blocks in fire art, in the past, and I'm a big fan of the material just in general. So yeah, I love it. It heats up fast. It does all the things that I want a hot end to do.
Yeah. Mark, do you reflow stuff? Do you have like a reflow oven, or is it mostly just solder for you?
Well,
that's a toaster oven in the background.
That's a great question. This is going to be a reflow oven. Mark makes a mess, but here's the thing: I am a private contractor. I work full time for two companies. One fabricates PCBs, and the other one assembles them.
Oh my!
So I don't think I've turned on, other than for this course, I don't think I turned on that soldering iron in 3 years.
Yeah. There's a dude.
I mean, that's not true, but you get my point.
The cobbler's children have no shoes.
Yeah. There's a dude in Australia that makes custom reflow. Like, he's built his own reflow stuff. I don't remember what his name is, but he's a YouTube channel. He's out of Australia. And I thought about buying his boards and just making one, because I have basically that same oven back there. So
okay, are you guys on the Advanced Assembly YouTube channel?
I am now.
I can be in a moment.
I think I'm working through our chat issue.
Do we need to go hit the YouTube channel to do the comments?
Yeah, so we are live on our YouTube channel right now.
Oh yeah, there I am.
I am going to unlist it. Oh, private chat came up. Oh, that's Don helping us. Looks like it's from YouTube. Yes, Ari. Okay, so I think we have to comment in YouTube to be able to see our... There's Moto. Ashmore, and then that shows up as comments inside a StreamYard, and then I can show them. Okay, we figured it out. That's why we couldn't do it.
Nice.
So then we need to ask our guests to... That doesn't make sense. That'd be too difficult. We need somebody to either type the equipment in, and then I'll share the equipment, or I need to type it in and then share it. Okay, we got this. So I need to move my screen over there so I can talk to people and be talking and interacting with them instead of interacting with my ear. I need, if I have time, I need better lighting. I need to drone this camera so I can pull it into my rig where with the rest of them. So if I need to change screens, I'm not clicking 20 buttons to do it. Anything else?
There we are. Okay. It just takes a minute for it to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely is a big delay on what YouTube is showing versus what.
Yeah. So just be advised, YouTube is definitely time shifted a few seconds.
Okay.
Slow relative to us.
So for hosts and guests, that's fine. Okay. I think we can put on a decent show tomorrow.
I think you absolutely will be able to put on a great show tomorrow.
Yeah. So then let me ask you guys about the course. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions that you have so far? Are we doing okay?
Yeah, I think it's great. This is, I found this by accident, and it fit me perfectly for what I was trying to do. So I'm trying to make a keyboard for a game I'm playing. So it was just like, I was looking for the Elite Dangerous is the game. So I was looking for different keypads that I could, and this just popped up, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Let me see if I can get signed up for this. But yeah,
Taking class where I can make a macro pad.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Again, I mean, you've mentioned it a couple times. It's for electrical engineers. So if you're not an electrical engineer, you're going to miss some of the stuff. But I for the most part, I've not had too much of a problem.
If you can make a drone, you're going to be fine. the content that I do for the electrical engineers is stuff like circuit analysis, right?
Okay.
But if you read the comments that I leave below, and the little mark says, and I just need more time of the day to leave more stuff like that, like E-series components.
That was the one that I was just about to call out, is so useful. Thank you.
It's useful, but the last time I've ever heard an engineer talk about E-series components, I have had those conversations with part supplier, the people that make the parts. I have had those conversations, but engineers, nobody does that. Nobody sits down and figures out the capacitors and resistors to properly debounce a switch. You kind of eyeball it realistically. And if it's wrong,
I picked one 4.7K for the bomb because I needed a pull up there. I guess I'll use a 4.7K for a pull up everywhere.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what you do. So next week is the end of the wall of text instruction, those books, those novels, because you can't really interact well with the novel. So people are going to start picking out their own parts. They're going to figure out what they're going to put in their board, what it's going to look like. And the week after that, we'll actually start we'll make our own parts for a library. Week after that, we'll make the symbols to support them. And then after that, we capture the schematic. Week after that, we lay out our boards, and then we do error checks and order them. So I'm optimistic for Christmas. The other issue is coming up with the proper pace for, 500 people.
Well,
people have lives, so I don't know if we need to go faster or slower. I kind of feel like we could totally go faster in some parts and then save the time for when we need it during layout, but I don't know. I'm still learning.
I mean, pace it based on the feedback you get. Keep asking people about what they think of the pacing, and you'll just, I guess, do it on the fly.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate you working through this with me. It's given me a couple more things I need to do tonight to get ready, so that it looks a little more professional tomorrow, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
Super sweet.
Good time, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're willing to, I'd love to see some projects. Don, you've got, it sounds like 10 of them.
Yeah, I'll bring a few. I'll even bring some of the failures.
Yeah, man. And then if we've got dead space, I will just keep cutting back to you and have you show us more. Yeah. And then Moto, what do you want to show off?
I honestly don't know. I think probably.
How about your LED? How about the LED projects, the decorative LEDs, the ambient LEDs that you're doing right now?
Oh, well, I haven't done them yet, but I hope I'll have some done by tomorrow.
So let me grab something real quick to show you, just so you know.
Yeah.
I was tempted to grab more, but I've already got a couple thousand strip lights, so I don't need more. Home Depot is clearing these out right now, or they were this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you get 12-foot strip light, a USB charge controller, and a remote for $8.
Wow.
So I picked up a couple of those. I really would have gotten more.
Are those 30s or 60s?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to open it. I don't know. I don't see it on the box.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do a lot of home automation stuff as well, and so I use Home Assistant for that. And a lot of the stuff I buy used to it's from Tuya, or it's Tuya compatible, and used to be able to flash different firmware on it. But Tuya has fixed the chip, and it's this chip here that doesn't have the vulnerability that you used to flash it with. So I started doing is pulling this chip off using the rework station, and then just soldering on a regular ESP01 that I can put whatever I want on.
Nice.
So.
Awesome.
Nice. Hey, Don, you're fine. You're doing more stuff than most electrical engineers do. I'm serious. All they're teaching in school these days, they're doing a lot of simulation. Simulation's valuable, but they don't teach them a lot of the hands-on skills that they need. Most of them are lucky if they've done a solderless breadboard. Well, they've done that, hopefully. But yeah.
I even got to the point where I bought this solder paste.
Good
I
man.
haven't really used it yet, but I bought it. We'll see how it goes.
It goes bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
doesn't last forever. So don't keep it as a sacred cow, because then when it is time to use it, it's not going to perform.
It's not going to work. I did not know that. All right.
Yeah. So, all right, gentlemen. Anything else? Any other advice for me? Suggestions, questions, comments, concerns?
Nothing stream related.
Yeah. I mean,
I did mention that Moodle logs me out faster than my ADHD is willing to deal with. But we can.
Yeah. I could increase the session timeout, but that's going to increase the server load.
I trust that you have the technical acumen to make those decisions, and I will accept whatever you choose.
I don't know the consequences of extending it.
Okay.
If we end up hugging the server to death. One of the reasons that I've been, being a nice guy and letting you guys all have access to the content early is to spread out that load. It's not complete altruism, although I'm really good at making it look like it is. So if this stays this successful, if it keeps going the way that it's going, we'll put this on a dedicated server and offer more courses. We'll have to see what the attrition rate is as we go through.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Oh, we got another comment. What comment do we have? Parallel logic. You got to keep paste in the fridge to double the shelf life. Parallel logic. I couldn't have commented better myself. So, all right. Well, cool. Okay, so this is going to be fun.
In the fridge now. I have a fridge in here. I have a fridge right here next to me.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got to have a fridge in the shop.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate your time. We were able to figure out several things in anticipation for tomorrow. So the run through was worth it. It's great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have to remember to drop that logo when I do the camera. Okay, I'm going to go write stuff down before I forget.
All right. Well, we'll yell at you if you don't.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Bye now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.